Hey guys, it's Chandler Vincent, weldermade.com. Thanks for being with us for another month. I'm super excited to weld this project with you guys. We're doing our videos a little differently now. I am doing the audio a little different so you guys can hear me a little more clearly, and I'll be talking to you through this microphone as I am welding, and I'll be able to explain things a little bit more and have a little bit more clear audio. So let me know what you think. I'm excited to see how well we can get these videos and up our quality and get you guys a better product. So let's get started. Go ahead and look in the bottom right hand corner of your blueprint. Let's make sure we are welding on the same project, and we'll start from there. So the biggest thing is step one. Let's go over the parts. Let's make sure we understand what parts go where and what parts are what, and that will help you guys get it tacked together. So here I'm starting with the base plate, which is part number 1. That's the biggest part in this project. It's got a familiar shape, so it'd be pretty easy to tell which one it is. And it looks like we're going into part 2. There's 2 of them, little rectangle pieces. That is the 2 parts number 2. Okay, now we're going into part number 3. There's 2 different parts. They are mirrored, so they're opposites. Make sure you're putting the draw side down to make sure you know what part is facing what direction. Okay, on to part number 4. There's 2 of them. They're these perfect triangles. Looks like they're about 4 by 4. There's 2 of them. And then part number 5 is this big piece with the logo. You guys can put that logo either direction. We designed it to where it can flip-flop, so don't worry about that too much. On to part number 6, this last triangle, 1 of them. That is all the parts. So now we're going to start the cleaning process. Right here I'm just taking a flapper wheel and cleaning the draw side first, and that puts the burr to the outside of the part, and then I run my grinder over the weld face. That deburrs the dross and cleans the weld face and makes a nice clean weld joint. So now I'm rubbing them down with acetone, getting any surface contaminants off the parts like finger grease, oils, anything of that nature. Make sure you get those cleaning chemicals far away from your weld area when you're finished. So now we're going to be tacking up these parts. Let's do everything that is on the same plane. So right now we're doing parts 4 and 2. Make sure you're doing them in 2 opposite directions because they're on 2 different sides of the project. They'll be mirrored. Do nice little buzz tacks. Doesn't need to be too much. So on this part right here, when I was doing the video, I tacked the tacks on the back side. That is incorrect. I'd put the tacks on the front side. That'll make it easier to bend later on. Okay, so now I'm over here to the Easy Tack tool. I've got parts 5 and 6 going on the Easy Tack. I'm going to be tacking parts 3 on each side of part 5. I'm making sure I have really good fit up, everything's nice and straight. With these laser cut parts, you should have perfect fit up every time. Adding a little bit of filler wire to give it some strength. Now you have that assembly. All I did is take my hand and bend part 6 and 5 to the proper angle. Now I'm just laying parts 4 and 2 flat on the table while I tack it to our assembly. I'm going to do this on both sides, and then I'm going to take those ears and bend them over by hand until they line up just perfect. So when you're bending these ears, just go nice and slow. Normally those tacks will stretch a bit. If they break, don't stress. Just put another tack on there and keep bending. Aluminum work hardens pretty easy, and if you don't have filler wire on your tacks, they'll break really easy. So it's not uncommon to break those tacks when you're bending those ears. So now I'm tacking the assembly onto part 1, which is the base plate. The most important part is that skewed fillet joint on the bottom of part 5. I'm making sure that was straight to the base plate so it's a good weld joint. And then I was centering the assembly on the base plate. I had about 1/2 inch on each side. So I made sure there was good tacks all the way around the project, and now I am welding all my horizontals and verticals first. I did the horizontal above part 5, now I'm doing all the verticals around the backside. I'm running at about 250 amps with the foot pedal, so I'm going anywhere. I'm not using full pedal on the verticals. I'm probably only about 3/4 pedal, or probably around 200 amps. So we are now selling TIG fingers on the website. A good friend of mine, Jody with weldingtipsandtricks.com. I am supporting him and selling this product. I use this product every day in my daily life. I love it. I used it while I was competing internationally. They're super handy. Check them out. It helps you a lot keeping yourself comfortable and getting out of that heat when welding these projects. So after I did all the verticals, I welded up the cone all the way to the top to where I had one crater on top of that cone. Now I'm just welding up part 5 and wrapping all the way around to where it looks like one continuous weld bead all the way around. Try to stay consistent, focus on weld defects, try to have a nice full radius contour on your corners. Focus on the look, the appearance of your weld. If it's shiny, your temperature, your weld puddles about the right heat with the right shielding, and you're not overheating your project. If your weld's really dull and cloudy, that means you have a too hot or not enough gas flow, maybe a little bit of both. So you should have really nice shiny welds, and focus on stuff like undercut, weld size. This project material is 10 gauge, so it's 0.125 thick. For that fillet weld, you're going to want to be around a 3/16 weld. That's really small. It's hard to get that small, but push yourself and try to weld everything in the flat position with part 1 flat on the table. I am so sorry I haven't got you guys the Chalk Talk videos that I've promised. Weldermade.com has been growing really quick, and we have been working hard every day trying to keep up with the demand. It looks like within the next week or 2 we'll be able to start putting out more videos for you guys. I am super excited. I love what we're doing. I love that you guys are participating in this, and I hope you're learning what you want to learn. We will go way more in depth with all of the welding techniques, feeding techniques, and everything you guys need to know welding wise in those Chalk Talk videos, so be watching for those. I will pick certain criterias and certain problems, and we'll attack those one by one and try to get you guys to where you want to be. So thank you for coming for the month of May. I'm excited to see you next month. This aluminum project turned out sweet. It was a fun one. I loved it. Let me know what you guys think. You guys can hit me up on social media, here on YouTube, or on the website. I want to hear your guys' feedback. If there's something you guys want to see, let me know, and we'll get that to you. So we'll see you next month. Thank you, guys.